Okay, welcome to Google Analytics reviewing acquisition reports by channel. In this lesson, we will cover the most effective acquisition channels within an acquisition report. We will start by reviewing the basic acquisition overview and user acquisition and traffic acquisition reports. Then we will take a look at a few additional options that I personally like to use to better understand how users interact with the website and what channels are driving traffic. This is an intermediate standalone course that will help you better understand acquisitions and the options available within Google Analytics 4. I'm Christopher Pittman. I have a master's degree in internet marketing and currently completing my doctoral degree with a dissertation on internet user behavior. I've published 4 books on Google Analytics 4. So what's an acquisition anyway? An acquisition is just getting a user to the website. So in Google Analytics 4, when we go to open Google Analytics 4 and go underneath the Home tab, it's going to give us an option for reports. And then under the life cycle within that report, we have acquisition overview. Our acquisition overview is going to show us new users and the number of users. So we've got users and then new users. The difference is users are previous and then new users are new users. They're in their own bucket. We'll be able to see what traffic has been within the last few minutes on the website. So this is useful when you're installing a Google Analytics 4 property into a website to check and make sure that it's firing correctly. If you go to this acquisition overview and you check the real-time report, you'll be able to see users on the website. So that's a really neat trick that you can use to check and verify that your GA4 account is working. Additionally, here we have new users by priority. So each of these, you're going to see paid search, social search, direct, organic, cross-network, and organic social and referral traffic. See a few other reports here. What's interesting to note here on the end is if we have a Google Ads account, we'll be able to see each of these campaigns and how they're driving traffic to our website. Underneath that, we have lifetime value, which is our conversion value. This will only show if we have conversions that have a dollar amount attached to them. We'll get into that here in just a minute. And then organic search impressions, you'll be able to see that by landing page, which ones are actually driving impressions. And then you can dig into keywords and queries within Google and see what those are and how they're related to certain pages. So let's get into the user acquisition report. I actually find this more actionable in a lot of ways than the overview report. One, because it's going to give me more concise data. And secondly, it's going to let me see what my total revenue is per channel, what my total users are per channel. That's really handy if you're doing a e-commerce store. And then even what your engagement rate is, your engagement time, all of those pieces are right here. You can trade any of those out and you can toggle the entire menu based on which one you want to see. But first, let's start with this first column here. When we go to user priority, channel group, we can change this to user source and medium. And what this will allow us to do is actually see what channels have driven the most new users. What you can see here is Bing pay-per-click has driven the most users during this time period, followed by Facebook paid traffic, then direct traffic, and Google pay-per-click traffic, and then Google organic. So that's your 5 most effective channels, and then the most effective one being your Bing pay-per-click. Now, like I said before, we can click on this arrow. It disappears sometimes when you're on these reports. You'll have to mouse over, let's say total revenue, and then the arrow will pop up and you can toggle that up and down. Okay, so with that toggled, we can now see that direct traffic has driven $5,591 in revenue for us, and Google Pay per click has driven 2,000 new users, and total revenue from those 2,000 new users has been $2,863. So that's how you would use the Google user acquisition report. And then for more advanced, one of the things that I like to use is build a custom Explorer tab within um, Google Analytics 4. And what this will allow me to do is look at the cohort exploration, and then in the cohort exploration, you can add segments and look at paid traffic over direct traffic and compare the two. And that's a really handy report to have. Another report is the User Explorer. What this will allow you to do is dive deeper into individual users, and you can drag and drop again into each of those. In this lesson, we've covered the most effective acquisition channels within the report, and we've started to review basic acquisition overview, user acquisitions, and we took a look at additional options within Google Analytics 4 to better understand how we drive traffic.